Jack 5 here against big blind recreational. I'm just going to open this. It's important to play wider ranges, especially when you're on the button, because most people will not free bet enough on big blind. And you have this guy that I noted already, so probably play a little bit higher. King 6 of diamond I'm going to open, and kings here I'm going to free bet. Okay, small blind call, board is Jack 7-4, and time a little bit and check. I'm going to bet here on half pots. I think it's probably the best sizing. He's going to raise his sets most of the time, and I can apply a lot of pressure. I think checking here is a mistake. Should just keep the betting line here on the initiative. Pocket kings, I'm going to play one for range. Well, theoretically you can see all the sizing, but I don't really like the theoretical strategy because it just complexifies for nothing in these spots. I mean, I like to play close to the theoretical strategy a lot, but not in this type of spots here. Ace king here I'm going to squeeze. And kings on the turn now, I'm gonna check. It's probably a bet in theory sometimes, but again against the pool I don't really like it. I think it's just better to check. Ace king I'm going to call, and now on the river, okay, it's gonna be really difficult to know what's the best sizing in like 5 seconds. Intuitively, I think I just need to go for a really small sizing. Just try to get called by 2 pairs. That means I have 2 pairs also, so it's probably the best size being called by queen 10, queen jack or something like this, or straight. Okay. Yeah, on the turn he was probably jamming this. So there are 2 reasons why I don't want to bet the turns, because in general people will not do the close call enough on the turn just because they have all these king. People don't forbet too much ace king in general. Of course you can't know for sure because it depends on your opponent. But here I think the pool range is slightly stronger than theory, so I don't really want to do this. I think this guy opens 6.5, it's super weird. Yeah, let me check. I really think he opened 6.5. Yeah, that's crazy. I don't know why he's doing this. Sometimes I think like there is a player who's really known. I think it's Fritzy. He opened like 5 or 6x, and it really tricked me because it's a bad strategy. But if you do it over and over, I mean, you can't lose. You can't lose forever. So I think he's just doing like PVI manipulation or something. Like, of course, this strategy is losing. But maybe his rake back is like 150%, and I have no clue. Honestly, I don't know why he opened this type of sizing, because it's just bad. Twice. Ace queen here. I think this guy play like zoom 200 or 500 or something. Tell me something. Queen 10. I'm going to bet half pot on this flop. I have in this position, like you can do probably every sizing, but half pot range is completely fine. Fixing raise here from the pool with my end, I'm just going to fold. Ace queen, I'm going to go for the check again here, and if he bets, probably go for the check raise. An exploitative line I really like because now he mostly have a pocket pair, and I can make fold a pocket pair on the river. I'm just gonna bet around like 5, and I expect enough call by pocket pairs, so I'm gonna bluff exploitatively here and fold. Because like most of my king queen, queen 9 will bet on the turn, so now on the river I don't have too many bluffs, and I expect him to fold too much to the pocket pair region. That's why I played it this way. King 8, I'm gonna fold. Pocket 5, I'm going to open. Eight 7. I'm gonna open. This guy looks tight. I mean, I know it's only 13N, but it's probably a recreational player, so I like to open. Pocket 5. I'm gonna bet small here on 8. Use deuce. On the turn, going to be mistakes to check the same here. You just have to continue. I know he's often going to fold, alright, but we can't do anything else. I'm gonna play with the half pot turn. I'm gonna explain why. Because I think people fold too much the 2-fair line. If you see what he needs to call against 2-fair, probably some ace queens, maybe some ace jack. And I don't expect people to call against this sizing. Whereas if I bet half pot and big after, I probably expect more call because in general, doesn't mean it's the case all the time, but when you disarticulate your bet sizing, people are a bit more curious and call more. Like if I bet half pot and big, so I'm going to call more 2/3 and big. Okay, this guy raise. I think I'm just gonna raise again. It's probably a bit spewy because this guy called call. Yeah, I think it's because of this guy. I don't believe this guy. He doesn't have any 7x. And it's just too easy for him to raise all the pocket pair and stuff and have like a frequency of bluffing which is too wide. I'll probably have a 7 at this point now. Okay, 7 against 7, I guess. Ace 10 off. Wow. Okay. Pocket 10s I'm going to call. This is so weird. Okay. Surely not a good play. Yeah, on the flop was good on my read, but the call caller like has 7, and I'm not folding, not making a 7 fold. Pocket 10s, it's already close on the flop. Like 30 should be a call with diamonds, but you know, people are a bit tight in general on the raise, and they mainly have like strong equity end. And the problem is they have two, like if you have the same bluffing frequency as the solver, but the range is too high equity condensed, as then I can't really call my end because they're going to bet super often on the turn. And if I decided to fold most turn, then my end doesn't realize his equity really well. I still think it's possible to call, and when I hit a 10, it's always going to be clean, and I'm gonna take everything. And also sometimes she can still check the turn, but like if you put in the solver like a big betting frequency, it's gonna be really tough for you to do something. Okay, king queen here. He bet big. It's a good sizing here. The only ace wants to bet, so like good connection to a plus, so he should use the polar sizing. He will use smaller sizing on balls, more like ace queen, queen 5 deuce compared to queen 10 deuce. And now, actually, in theory, I should have leads because I'm the one having some ace king. And I'm actually gonna do it here. So now I think he has 2 pairs. I'm gonna explain what I do. This guy looks tight. I'm not gonna call this against a tight guy, even if I should directly. So in this spot here with king queen, you might say, yeah, why are you leading queen queen? Because we don't get called by worst. And I mean, we mainly get called by better, but it's not how you should think in this spot. You should think more in 2 streets, like what do my hand wants to accomplish, what's the best EV line. And the reason why I thought was the best EV line is because I'm gonna check 7-5. Because if you look at what he's calling and folding, he has all the 2 pairs, probably, I think he's folding all the time 2 pairs in this line, and he has ends that will still call me once, like king jack. So I just want to do like a kind of like bulldozer bet. I'm gonna check 7-5 again. Which queen I'm gonna bet, because I don't expect them to call enough the river. So I want to go in a line where I just take money from the ends will call and fold. H-queen I'm going to bet here, and 7-5. I think 10x bet the turn mostly, and the next is not going to bet the size that much. I'm gonna raise, it's close. I'm gonna do 9 here just to be sure to get called by something like this. I think jack 8, queen 8, like you just, yeah, or 7 deuce. When you do this, you're sure you get called by all the weak region, and as I said, it was really close between the big sizing and the small sizing, just because 10x betting on turn mostly, so the region here is really weak. So kind of sure I'm ahead, but if I raise too big and he falls, it's a problem. So ace queen here I bet on the flop. Again, I think people do the mistake of playing these too passively. You prefer to keep the betting, and you have one that just can apply pressure against a small blind range, which is going to be capped after he called the half pot. And even if he has some sets, like he can't call only sets, so when he calls, he can apply a lot of pressure after. As there is a lot of finals where actually he's going to fold a jack, because like I have straights he doesn't have, for example. And here's probably disconnected at this point. And she's going to fold.